What's going on, Never Fab Lab Canadians? Just kidding. Welcome to my channel, Neverland Fabrication, where you are going to learn how to build a small block Chevy. And so am I. Never built, never touched V8s before in my life. I've always had either Volkswagens, I had a Subaru project car that I did, and you can probably figure where that led to. $14,000 in the hole on that build, but you know what? I learned a lot from it. So, purpose of this video is I'm going to be going through basically what I've torn apart on my small block. The engine came out of my C10. It's an 81 C10 and it was swapped with a small block 350. Yeah, I don't really know a whole bunch about it, but I know how to take it apart. Putting it back together is going to be a different story, but I'm going to take you along the way on how to do that. And so I guess the purpose of this video, I think I'm going to just show you kind of what came along with the purchase. So when I purchased the truck, it came with a lot of parts that the lady, the previous owner, the lady had bought, but she never put on. Well, I suppose, I'm hoping that she bought them. Well, I'm not hoping, but I figured she bought them. They could have came from the previous owner, but hell, I don't fucking know. So basically, here we go. Alright, first item on the list. Things. Basically, what we have here, we have timing gears. So with these timing gears, I mean, I don't really know a whole bunch about them. I know that they're supposed to be a little bit more reliable as far as gears skipping teeth on a timing chain. I know that. Secondly, I know that they sound pretty cool when you put them on. I guess they make somewhat of like a supercharger sound, is what people say, but it's in no way, shape, or form a supercharger. This timing gear set came from, I don't even know, PRWUSA.com. I didn't buy this again, this is the previous owner or whatever, but it looks like it comes with some mounting hardware of some sort. I have no clue how to put this on, to be honest with you, but it comes with a bunch of little dealies. I'll try to figure out how to do that, and I'll show you guys how to do that. If you guys are interested in buying that, I guess PRWUSA.com. Otherwise, I didn't buy this, so I don't know, but I'm going to put it on anyways because it was free, and I was going to probably do that anyways. So, next thing on the list. Alright, so the next thing on the list. Basically, we have an engine dress-up kit here. It's all black. And you know what? Hold on one second. I gotta go retrieve something really quick. So, here is the old, this would be the timing cover. Yeah, so this is the deal, okay? I am not an advocate for painting your entire engine bay black with rattle can spray paint. But somebody was, and that's what I bought. So, as you can see, I know that there's a lot of shit on there, but somebody seriously took a rattle can and spray painted everything in that bay black. I don't even think it was high temp paint. I think they just sprayed it with whatever the heck they had laying around in their garage. So, tip of advice from me, you know, you don't have to take it, you just gotta listen to it. Don't do that. There's no reason to cut corners, to cover up rust or whatever you may have. Do it right, put the time in, and just make it look nice. Unless the goal of your project is to be a hack. But here, let me just show you. So this is the conventional style timing gear, timing chain setup. And you know, I don't really know this, but I know in Subarus over time, their timing belts get pretty worn and get kind of loose, and that's how they end up skipping teeth, and they get out of time, and that's really bad, depending on if you have an interference engine or not. I actually don't know if that's an interference engine. I couldn't imagine it would be, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, skipping teeth is not good in any circumstance. And so yeah, there's that. And so this is the new one. But I'll be putting this on, so that's pretty nice. I mean, take it back. I will say I'm going to probably paint this because the theme for my engine right now is a red, white, and blue. So I kind of want to paint the block red, the heads white, and then the intake manifold blue. I think that's the goal here. I think it'll look nice. I think it'll look freaking American, and that's kind of what I'm about here. That's kind of why I even bought the truck, because I'm just like, how can you get more free than a Chevy C10 with a small block Chevy now? You can't really. So included in this kit, or whatever the hell you want to call it, dress-up kit, yeah, came with valve covers. So here's the deal. Can't put these on. Probably just end up selling them because I decided to go the route of buying Vortec heads. Right here behind me, on either side of me, are my heads. And yeah, I mean, I would drop those on the table, but they weigh like 80 pounds a piece. So I'm not going to do that. But I'll talk a little bit more about Vortec heads when we get to them. But it also came with a engine oil dipstick. And the other one is, it's pretty beat up. Like, pretty much everything on this engine is really beat up, and we're just trying to take the right steps to making what I really want. So I don't know. There's that. Let's see. I don't even know what this box is, but let's tear into it and see what we got. I changed my mind. I don't remember what was in here, but I brought an empty box for nothing. So this right here is a Holley Brawler double pumper system. A little bit more, I mean, it's simple. It's a simple setup. A little bit more complex than other carbs, but I do think it is a 670 CFM, cubic feet per minute, carburetor, sorry. I'm kind of used to the whole throttle body situation. I'm used to fuel injected. Like, I'm used to electronics. Yeah, so this is just foreign territory for me. But I figured, you know what? It's probably, if you sitting behind the camera don't know how to do it, and I don't know how to do it, we can learn together. And I feel like I will be able to give you kind of the dumbed down way of how to make it right, how to make it work, and you can learn through my mistakes instead of you making the mistakes. But yeah, what else was I gonna say? Okay, this guy right here. You see this little guy right here? Right? See this guy right here? See how cool? See how cool that looks? Yeah, it looks real cool. Does it work? Not a chance. So if you buy a small block Chevy, or if you buy a Holley carburetor, and you need a way to get fuel, because on a Holley carb versus your standard Edelbrock. Alright, and an Edelbrock is just, it's all around. This is probably your best bet. I'm using the Holley because it's new, because it was free, and yeah, that's why I'm using it. But here's the deal. With an Edelbrock, you're basically gonna, most of the time, I don't know if all the time, you're gonna have right here. This is gonna be your fuel inlet. Still kind of a double pumper setup, like we have over here, but this is gonna be where you get your fuel. Whereas on a Holley, you're gonna have this whole mechanism right here, like what this is doing. You're gonna get fuel in, and then you're gonna get this because you have your floats on both sides. This is how I'm understanding it, but you have your floats on both sides here, and I don't know if this has, I'm assuming since it's a double pumper, then it has both floats, and I don't even know if this is double pumper, so if I get that wrong, I'm sorry. But so yeah, basically this is garbage. Buy one of these off of Summit Racing. They're like 15 bucks, super cheap. Way better. Do not use Teflon tape with fuel. It doesn't work. It gets all gummy and nasty, and it's going to destroy your jets, and you're not going to get the fuel you need, and you're going to be wondering why the hell is my car running like shit and backfiring. Yeah, that's that. So yeah, if you guys want to take it, do simple setup here, go with an Edelbrock. If you want to kind of expand your horizons, if you want to, kind of go at this new age technology or whatever, I would go with a Holley carb. They look cool. I like Holley myself. So, yeah. Also, one thing that we're going to figure out when I get this all put together is right here. This little guy right here. This is called an electronic choke. And so with this, I believe all you have to do is hook up a 12-volt source that turns on with the ignition. So we need to locate a source in the car for when I put the ignition to on. It basically initiates this choke to choke the car. So basically all we're doing is we're restricting airflow through the car. Choke. You're choking it basically. And it's just warm-up procedure is all. I believe it's set to 3 minutes on this guy. I don't know about this guy, but there's like a 3-minute cycle that this goes on. And you just kind of let it do its thing and let it warm up. But we're going to figure that out. And when I got the car, this wasn't even hooked up. This wasn't even hooked up, sorry. And we're going to figure that out as well, but that's why you're here, and that's why I'm here to figure it out. As far as carbs go, I think that's that. I'll show you how to like hook them up later, obviously, but I think that's it as far as fuel goes. Alright, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I need to talk about it a little bit. So we're going to talk about this set of heads right here. So, basically, listen here, if you're building badass small block, Vortec heads, best bet. I picked these up for $60. Yeah, they're a little bit rough, but you get a little bit of Scotch-Brite, a little brake clean, a little degreaser. These things will be looking fresh. So, with these, basically, right, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can feel it. There is a hump here. There's one hump right here, right there. That little hump is what you're looking for, people. These are called Vortec heads, and I've already said that. But there's two. They made two. They made the 062 and the 906. These are 906s. People say that the 062s flow a little bit better than the 906s. But then there's other people who are just like, that's some BS, whatever. I do know that the 062s have a hardened exhaust valve seal. I think that's the wording. And these do not. And those 062s also have, I think it's called a 3-angle cut on the valve seat. I think there's some kind of geometry that goes in. I don't know. I don't really know. But yeah, do your research. That's as much research as I did. And so I just picked these up, $60. They were listed for $100, and I got there, and the dude was like, "I'll sell them to you for $60." And I'm like, "I will buy them for $60." So I bought them. But like I was saying earlier, my old intake manifold, right here. Okay, now that we have this intake manifold, I can kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. God, this table is getting dirty as hell. Okay, so that definitely doesn't go on this way, so if I flip it around for you. Okay, so the intake side is now faced towards you guys. And I'm going to stand up because this is getting difficult. So basically, this old intake goes with my old heads. And the reason why this intake manifold is not going to work is simply due to, as far as I'm concerned, that the angle in which that these are, these holes, these used to go basically straight into the head. Now when you look at these holes, and you can't really see, but when you look at these holes, instead of them going straight in, they're now at an angle. So these bolt holes are not going to work, and you're going to have to pick up different aftermarket aftermarket intake manifold to fit these heads, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, if your goal is power, that's what you're going to want to do to make the power. More flow equals more power. So that's what we're doing. This little guy right here, there's debate on these. There's debate on these. People say that they're butt dyno, they feel more torque. People say they're BS'd. I don't know. I haven't even driven the Chevy yet, so I couldn't even tell you. But you can pick up one of these bad boys at AutoZone for like $15. So if you want one of them, go ahead and buy one. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and just go with your regular stock location where your carb sits. And I don't even know if you can see this right here, but this little like water spigot thing, I don't know if that's OEM. It kind of looks like they picked that up from Home Depot and just kind of shoved her in there. So that's debatable as well. This is a Victor Jr. Edelbrock intake manifold, just for if you were just curious. These are 906 heads, just to restate that. And I think that's it as far as those parts go. I need to go grab my cam and lifters, and I think that's it for parts and whatnot. But yeah, I'll be back. Alright, here it is, the Big Daddy right here. Oh yeah. So with this, what we got here is we have a comp cam, engineered to finish first, and that's what we're going with. So this is a Big Daddy cam. It's not big, but it's pretty big. I'm going to read off the specs for you here. This cam is a CS space XE274H-10. If you look that up on comp cams, it'll bring up this specific one. If you go look that up on YouTube, you will hear some choppy chop. As far as cam specs go, duration, intake 274, exhaust 286. Duration at 0.05, 230 and 236. Lobe separation at 110. Valve lift is 0.490 and 0.490. So this is a 274 cam. Pretty gnarly, not gonna lie. I couldn't even imagine beforehand. I just couldn't even imagine trying to tune this thing right with the issues that block had. It was pretty rough. I didn't know what the problem was. I didn't know why it kept misfiring. I didn't know why it kept backfiring. Turns out I had pretty severe blow by, and my timing was way off, and I didn't even have a freaking timing mark on or a timing tab on the front of my engine, so I couldn't even time the engine. So that's kind of the reason why I pulled the whole deal out, because trying to even put a timing tab on the engine while it's in the engine bay is just pretty difficult, and I just figured it needed a refresh. So I mean, I guess I'll open this up for you guys. It's still in the nice blue packaging, so I'm not going to take it out quite yet. But here it is. It's a nice, pretty blue packaging. So here it is. This is it. Not a lot to it. Just a big giant piece of metal that's going to make my truck sound like a badass mother effer. So I'll put that back in the box. I suggest doing a cam if you're going to be going the route that I'm going. Like I said before, the more air in, the more power out. That's kind of how it works. I think other people explain it better than I do, and I did not do a very good job, but here it is. Here are the lifters. And oh god. So with these, obviously I didn't buy this cam, it just kind of came with my purchase, and I'm going to put these in anyways. People suggest to do roller lifters when you're kind of doing a big cam like this, and Vortec heads, and board over, stroke block, the whole deal. They say do roller lifters. I'm going to give these a try. If the head shop tells me to go a different route, then I'm going to go a different route, but you know, lifters are lifters when it comes down to it. And here they are. Here's one of them. You know, just for you to see. But actually, you know what? This is a flat tappet lifter. The roller lifters, roller rockers, whatever you call them. This is what they kind of look like. That image right there. That's what they look like. I don't know the benefits. People say that it just revs faster, or I don't know. David Freiberger could probably tell me better than I can tell you. But like I said before, we're beginning here. Beginning. I'm 22 years old, and there's not a lot of 22-year-olds out here wanting to build a small block, but I want to, so I'm gonna do it. So that's my cam. Yeah, that's my cam. That's that. Those are all the parts I have for you guys today. What else could I show you? I mean, you can pick up any air filter at any auto parts store. If you really want to get all cool, you can go to Summit and order it, but that doesn't matter. It just kind of depends on your style and taste. I don't know, what else do I got here? I got these guys. These are my eBay headers. People say that they're prone to cracking. We're gonna give them a whirl. Hopefully they don't crack for me. I don't know. I think that's it, you guys. So I think we're gonna wrap up there. I think that's it for another episode of Neverland Fabrication. And I guess, you know what, real quick, I'll just say that the name of this YouTube channel, Neverland Fabrication, building toys for big boys. And the whole purpose of it is kind of like, Neverland is kind of a place where you don't grow up, and or it is a place where you never grow up. And so that's kind of where the motivation and the idea came from, was from the whole thought that in Neverland you don't grow up, and so why should you grow up? You can have fun. And so that's what I'm trying to do right now, is I'm just trying to have fun with life. I'm trying to build a small block Chevy that's bitchin'. I've always wanted that. So take you guys along on my journey. And until next time, peace out. Hey guys, really quick before we end the freaking show here, I wanted to show you this absolute shit show of an oil pan. I don't know if this is just the regular, if this is what happens, or if people just use way too much gasket sealer and this is just what it turns out to be, but this is what I have. So yeah, basically what we have here is we got this freaking, all this gasket shit, and it's pretty hard because on these oil pans they have these like really small cracks that go along there, and I've been trying to blow it out and stuff, and this is kind of like what I've come up with. But yeah, I think this is just the cleaning process. This is the kind of stuff that you're going to be finding as you go along with your build. I'm sure you won't find what I found. Actually, in this oil pickup, I found a bunch of pine needles. I wish I would have taken a picture for you guys, but I found a ton of pine needles in here, and I don't know how many worked their way up in there, but the engine's good as far as I can tell. So this is it. I kind of scraped off, you know, all this stuff and whatnot. But that's for another episode. Once again, thanks for watching.